Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai 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 Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam, pranam. So technically we covered about 17 chapters. 18th chapter we went through the preamble. We will just go through the 78 slokas. Then let us see how this journey has helped us, how he is slowly helping us to attain the ideal. What is the ideal? All those things we will try to go through that. So first we will go through the meaning of the slokas in small words. Arjuna wants to know more about sannyas and tyag. Renunciation of desired prompted actions. Sages understand that as sannyas. This renunciation of desired prompted actions. And the wise declare abandonment of fruit of action as tyaga. Action has its limitation. The work of yajna, dana and tapas should not be relinquished. It should indeed be performed. It should be performed renouncing attachments and fruit of actions. Renunciation of duties is not proper. Abandonment of the same from delusion is declared to be tamasic. One who from fear of bodily trouble relinquishes action because it is painful, it's a rajasic relinquishment. When obligatory work is performed because it ought to be done, leaving attachment and fruit, such relinquishment is regarded as sattvic. So different types. In various things he brings out this sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. The renouncer endued with sattva hates not a disagreeable work, nor is attached to agreeable work. Hates not a disagreeable work. Even if something I do it with also. Nor is attached to agreeable work. One who relinquishes the fruit of action is known as a tyagi. Just act, that's all. Threefold fruits of action: disagreeable, agreeable, mixed. Accrues to non-renouncers after death, but never to the renouncer. Accrues only. 13 to 15, the body as well as the agent, the various senses, different functions of the manifold kind, and the presiding divinity, whatever actions one performs with one's body, speech and mind, whether right or reverse, these five are its causes. Body 13 to 15. पंचैतानि महाभावो कारणानि निबोध मे सांख्ये कृतन्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम् अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथ्वीयुधं विविधाश्च पृथक्चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पंचमम्. शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर् कर्म प्रारब्धे नरः न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा पंचैते तस्य हेतवः. So this is 13 to 15. Something we will try to understand. Learn from me, O mighty armed, these five causes, as declared by Sankhya, for the accomplishment of all actions. The seed, the body; the doer, the ego; body, the sense of individuality; the various sense organs of perception, 5; the different functions of the various organs of action, 5; and the presiding deity, also the 5th. The promise made in the previous stanza is being fulfilled herein, and Lord Krishna enumerates the 5 component parts that go into the constitution of any action. We have already discussed that the enumeration as it stands today in this stanza does not correspond with the Sankhyan declarations. Every work is undertaken with the help of the body, adhisthana. For the body is the gateway for the stimuli to enter as well as for the responses to exit. A body is itself can neither receive the world nor react with it unless there is ego, karta, functioning in and through it. There must be an intelligent personality presiding over its own desires, wanting to fulfill them, thus constantly seeking a fulfillment through its body activities. Now, through these stanza, the Lord is trying to make us understand many a times here the whole structure of the individual. Such being the case, one who through a non-purified understanding looks upon one pure self as the agent, he or she of perverted mind sees not. So we attribute this action, doing, to our projected image. Whereas it is the power that is propelling this equipment to do that. So a non-purified one who through a non-purified understanding looks upon the pure self as the agent, he or she of perverted mind sees not. One who is free from the sense of agency, no actions bind him. Lord describes about knowledge, action and agent. From this verse onward, jnana is explained from the standpoint of 3 gunas. That by which the one is seen in all, that knowledge is sattvic. Knowledge which sees in all various entities of distinct kind, as rajasic. One, many, While that which is confined to one single object, that is tamasic. An ordained action done without attachment, without love or hatred, not desire of its fruit, sattvic. Action desiring fruit for oneself, with self-conceit, with much exhausting effect, declared rajasic. That action is declared to be tamasic, which is undertaken through delusion, without heed to consequence, loss of power and wealth, injury to others, beyond one's own abilities. An agent who is free from attachment, non-egoistic, endued with fortitude and enthusiasm, unaffected in success and failure is called sattvic. One who is passionate, desirous of fruit of action, greedy, malignant, impure, easily elated or dejected, such an agent is rajasic. Unsteady, vulgar, arrogant, dishonest, malicious, indolent, desponding, procrastinating, such an agent is called tamasic. That intellect which knows the path of external work and inward meditation, right and wrong action, fear and fearlessness, bondage and liberation, that sattvic. That intellect which has distorted apprehension of dharma and its opposite, and also right action and its opposite is rajasic. That intellect which enveloped in darkness regards adharma as dharma and view everything in a perverted light is called tamasic. The fortitude by which the function of the mind, prana and the senses are regulated, unswerving with yoga, that fortitude is sattvic. But that by which a man seeking a reward for his action with extreme fondness, virtues, earthly possession, worldly enjoyment, that is rajasic. That fortitude by which stupid person does not give up sleep, fear, grief, despondency, conceit is tamasic. He explains about threefold happiness. That happiness which is like poison at first, but like nectar at the end, that happiness is declared sattvic. That happiness which is like nectar, but like poison at the end, that happiness is declared to be rajasic. That happiness which begins and ends in self-delusion, arising from sleep, indolence, miscomprehension, is declared tamasic. There is no entity on earth devoid of these 3 gunas born of prakriti. The duties are distributed to the person according to their gunas born of nature. The control of the mind and senses, austerity, purity, forbearance, uprightness, knowledge, realization, belief in a hereafter. These are the ways of Brahmana karmas. Again, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Prowess, boldness, fortitude, capability, not running away from the battle, generosity, sovereignty are of Kshatriya. Agriculture, cattle, rearing, trade are the duties of Vaishyas. Action consisting of service is of Shudras. Devoted to his or duty, one attains highest perfection, from whom is the evolution of all beings, from whom all this is pervaded. Worshipping him with one's own work, person attains perfection. Better is one's own dharma, though imperfect, than the dharma of another, than the dharma of the other. Well performed, one who does the duty ordained by one's own nature incurs no evil. One should not relinquish the duty to which one is born, though it is attended with evil, for all undertakings are certainly enveloped by some evil as fire by smoke. One whose intellect is unattached everywhere, one who has subdued oneself, whose desires have fled, he or she attains by renunciation to the supreme perfection consisting of freedom of action. Learn from me how, reaching such perfection, one attains to Brahman. Being endued with a pure intellect and subduing the body and the senses with fortitude, relinquishing sound and such other sense objects, and abandoning attraction and hatred. One who resorts to a sequestered spot, eats but little, who has speech, body, and mind controlled, who is ever engaged in the yoga of meditation, and who is possessed of dispassion. One who has forsaken egoism, power, pride, lust, wrath, property, freed from the notion of mind, and who is tranquil, becomes fit for becoming Brahman. One who has attained Brahman, one who is tranquil-minded, neither grieves nor desires, same to all beings, one attained the supreme devotion unto me. By devotion, one knows me in reality. What and who am I? Then having known me in reality, one forthwith enters into me. Even doing all actions, always taking refuge in me, by my grace, one attains to eternal, immutable state. Resigning mentally all deeds unto me, having me as the highest goal, resorting to Buddhi Yoga, ever fix your mind on me. Fixing your mind on me, you shall overcome all obstacles, but if from self-conceit you will not hear me, you will perish. If filled with self-conceit, you think I will not fight, vain is this resolve of yours. Your Prakriti will constrain you. Fettered by your own karma, born of your own nature, what you from delusion desire not to do, you shall have to do in spite of yourself. The Lord dwells in all beings, causing all beings by his Maya to revolve as if mounted on a machine. Taking refuge in him alone with all your heart, by his grace you shall achieve supreme peace and eternal abode. Thus, as wisdom more profound has been declared now, reflecting over it, act as you like. This is a wonderful feature Vinobaji points out. Krishna gave lecture, he doesn't say you should do like this. You reflect over all these things, yatechasi tata kuru. Whatever, that means reflection, reflection. Indian Sanatana Dharma is superb in that. It is unique because it gives us a freedom. You think over it, and if you feel all right, you do it. Itite jnanam akyatam. Itite jnanam akyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimirshetya tadasheshena yathechasi tata guru. Vimarsha. Go deep. Thus has the wisdom more secret than all secrets have been declared to you by me. Having reflected over it fully, you act as you choose to act. This is one of the uniqueness of our dharma. Because each one is God's form. Through one form, it comes out. At the same time, that form remembers, recognizes that he is also there in all our forms. That is why it is not told as a dictum or a dogma. He has 18 chapters, 63 means minus 37. So 663 chapters, slogas. He's been telling you one thing or another, one thing or another, one thing or another. But in this, he gives the key to him. Vinobaji puts it in a very touching manner at the end. Having said all this, the Lord then asks Arjuna, have you listened to all this carefully? Now, ponder over it fully and then do what you think right. The Lord thus magnanimously gave complete freedom to Arjuna. This is a unique feature of the Gita. But then compassion welled up in him. He took back that freedom. So, reflecting over it, act as you like. I speak to you what is good. Occupy your mind with me, be devoted to me, sacrifice to me, bow down to me, then you shall reach me. Relinquishing all dharmas, this is the most famous slogan, no? Sarvadharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam praja, aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Relinquishing all dharmas, take refuge in me alone. I will liberate you from all sins. Grieve not. This is never to be taught by you to a one who is devoid of austerities or devotion, nor to one who does not render service, nor to one who cavils at me. One who with supreme devotion to me will teach this deeply profound philosophy to my devotees shall doubtless come to me. Jnana yajnas, no? Therefore, also among human beings, there is none who does dearer service to me, or shall there be another on earth dearer to me than such a person. 68 and 69. It is not preaching, you should not confuse that. Ye imam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva avidhasyati bhaktim mayi param krutva mamai vaishatya samshaya. He who with supreme devotion to me, that is important. He who with supreme devotion to me will teach the supreme secret to my devotees shall doubtlessly come to me. With supreme devotion to me, mad bhakteshya avidiyas. Bhaktim mayi para. So devotion to in me. So not that preaching. Then next one. Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschinme priyakritamaha bhavita nachame tasmad anya priyataro bhuvihi. Nor is there any among men who does dear service to me, nor shall there be any other on earth than he, the one who, out of my devotion, shares the thought. And one who will study this dialogue of ours, conducive to social stability and enrichment by him or her, shall I be worshipped by the Jnana Yajna. Study the dialogue of ours. And even that person who hears this full of Shraddha and free from malice, he or she too will be liberated. Lord finds out whether his disposition has cleared all doubts. Arjuna says, freedom my delusion, freed from my delusion. I have gained my memory through your grace. I am firm, doubts are gone, I will do your word. Karishye vachanam tava. Sanjaya was elated by hearing this dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Through the grace of Vyasa, he says, I have heard this most profound yoga directly from Krishna. I rejoice again and again. And finally, Sanjaya declares, wherever is Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, wherever is Partha, the wielder of the bow, there are prosperity, victory, welfare, constant justice. Such is my conviction. So this is how these 78, so many are there. If we go deep, probably we may be able to understand a little more the working of our different gunas. So our sadhana should have three things: constancy, detachment, purity. Only then can sadhana be dedicated to the Lord. All these indicate only some, not all. All the actions are to be renounced. What it asks us to renounce is the fruit. Not all the actions are to be renounced. What it asks us to renounce is the fruit of action. The Gita reiterates that action should be done without expectations. Actions that are forbidden for being immoral and unrighteous are ruled out. Renunciation of desire for the fruits of action is the touchstone for gauging the quality of any action. Proportionate to the purity of the mind, intensity for activity gets lessened. Gradually, activity as such ceases to exist, and what remains is action. There are three kinds of activity: intense, gentle, and subtle. This word we should try to ponder. Gradually, activity as such ceases to exist, and what remains is action. No prefix, no suffix. You are prompted, you do it, bas. Spontaneity born out of egoless purity. Renunciation should be based upon discrimination. It is better to avoid actions that are not simple and natural, even if we feel we can do them better. Totally avoid rajasic, tamasic activities. Renounce only the fruit of sattvic action. This will help to nullify the ill effects of sattvic karmas. In other words, pride will not be there. So when we thus carry on with sadhana, liberation is bound to happen. Even if we don't aspire for liberation of sadhana, we will still reach the state of liberation. Sadhana and life are not separate. The whole of one's life becomes a sadhana, thereby demolishing the boundary between sadhana and life. This is a very important revelation. Sadhana and life are not separate. So we have to reach that stage, In our mind there is some labeling is there. This is sadhana and this is life. Sadhana and life are not separate. The whole of one's life becomes a sadhana, thereby demolishing the boundary between sadhana and life. The ultimate guidance should come from within. The Lord himself does not impose his teachings, gives Arjuna the freedom to act as directed from within. But Arjuna, having surrendered, goes ahead with the Lord dictates, as the Lord dictates. The way is to train ourselves not to take upon our shoulders the burden of being the doer of the actions we do. We should keep reflecting I just happen to be just instrumental. I am not really the doer of action. We should first assume this stand with humility. This, of course, will not immediately result in the complete eradication of doership. It can happen only gradually. The next step is to feel that the activities do not touch the self. They are of this body. But I am not the transient and mortal body. I am full of divine consciousness. So the clarion call of the Gita is this: reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone in the universe. Give up all your sadhana, give up everything and come to me, take refuge in me. What this means is that you should not have any independent self-will. You should do what he wills you to do. Let his will prevail. With full freedom, you should feel that you need have no freedom. Reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and Lord alone in the universe. The goat, while alive, beats meh, meh. That is I. But when it is dead and its guts are made into strings for carding cotton, the strings, as Saint Dadu says, give the sound, tu hi, tu hi, tu hi, thou alone, thou alone. Now there is nothing but thou alone. This is how Vinobaji closes his talks on Gita. Reduce yourself to zero. Now, let us see how we can remember this. We may not be able to remember all. Something from each chapter. And what should be the guiding, if the guiding motto, no? If it is clear, that is the tangible gain of the study. What is that? Let us see now. A royal path from crudity to refinery, from mediocrity to excellence. Nature has endowed humans with an incredible ability to refine their experiences within the human system. Just as raw materials are processed in a refinery to produce valuable products, we can take our crude experiences, refine them, transform them into remarkable qualities: love, compassion, peace, efficiency, dedication. From the raw energy within us emerge discoveries, inventions, creativity, enthusiasm, courage, determination, unwavering focus. This is a crucial subject for every young individual to contemplate and actively work on life. How can I refine my experience? The crudeness that has infiltrated our lives is deeply troubling. Crudeness in human interactions, in politics, and in every sphere of existence. While education exists, refinement is lacking. While there is abundant psychic energy, there is little refinement. This crudeness reflects our failure to use the body-mind complex as a means to refine our experiences. When we operate from a lower level of consciousness, our actions are driven solely by self-interest, leaving no room for you or we in our thoughts. In contrast, when our thoughts and actions stem from the higher faculty of buddhi, they naturally encompass the well-being of others along with our own. The attitude shifts to how can I serve you? A mindset aligned with the Atman or Brahman, the one divine self present in all. So Gita offers us to make our mind a refinery. Example, the other day we read, but again, just an example. Example of a refined mind. My child may be dirty at one moment, mischievous at another, screaming in the morning, laughing in the noon, bullying in the evening, wild in the night. Yet, through them all, the Father in me sees but one and the same Son. Therefore, he gives his love equally in all these different manifestations of his Son. This is a loving Father's samabuddhi. In the same way, a true seeker learns to recognize the Lord of the heart in the grinning tragedies, the smiling comedies, in the boisterous successes, in the sighing sorrows, and in the howling failures in his own day-to-day life. Therefore, he becomes equanimous intellectually. So this is how we try to understand the refinement that takes place. He is not tossed either. Gita offers us. Gita offers us. How does Bhagavad Gita help us to transform our mind to become a refinery? From one chapter 1 we have taken, no? Observation, first chapter. Watch the inner conflict welling up in our mind due to attachment. We should know for refining, alertness, be aware of our pitfalls that cloud our perception and judgment. A sense of balance, a balanced mind ensures peace, helps in handling smoothly. Me to we. All our actions must bear a stamp of expansion from centeredness, self-centeredness to selflessness. Third chapter. Realizing the supremacy of the unknown factor God to know that he has a final say in all matters. Fourth chapter. Focus on purifying the activities instead of renouncing them. Again in fourth. Letting God to predominate our actions so as to avoid the feeling of hardships. Fifth chapter. This we should know, all these are some hints or clues for refining. How to convert our mind into a refinery. It should come back to us always. Then only the Gita will enter into us. We are not after any other thing. Impose self-discipline to help in reaching the goal. Sixth chapter. Self-discipline. Becoming aware of our origin and the great provider. Seventh chapter. Accepting the uniqueness of each manifestation as it is instead of as preconditioned. Recognizing the impermanence of everything, including our body, as inevitable and practicing periodic reflection on the same. 8th chapter. Do everything going beyond the man-made divides between spiritual and worldly. Express highway, you remember? Converting everything, every action. 10th chapter. Seeing the unique signature of the Lord in all creation. Realizing his presence more conspicuously in all greater manifestation of energy. Internalize human values in varied situations so that they become the second nature. Purusha, Prakriti, Purushottama. Becoming aware of the distinct roles played by the matter and the spirit, Deha and Dehi. Otherwise, my identification will be with the Deha. Then refinement will not take place. Not that Deha is belittled. Deha is to be recognized, valid. But Deha and Dehi, not merely Deha. Recognizing that each one is a product of different combination of Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. So that my reaction will not be based upon what I feel, That is their Swabhava. Okay, I agree. Becoming aware of the one which is in the manifested, unmanifested and in both. That means I should not be carried away merely by what I see. When somebody does something which hurts me, I should equally know that he is there. There is a purpose behind it. So that you don't impulsively react. refinement, refinement, refinement. How to convert our mind into a refinery. That is our goal through 18 chapters. Perform everything with Shraddha for deriving the fullness. Anything with Shraddha. Surrendering to the indwelling and all-pervading reality as the final goal. So suppose we may be able to pick more. Suppose we start going, we remove everything, We remove every outer layers of Bhagavad Gita. And we approach it today. When I lead an individual life, a family life, a professional life, a social life, how does it help me? So we can pick and choose one theme. Here, Papa prompted us to concentrate upon this refinery. It can be anything for anybody. But a study will definitely agree with that in our mind. We go through the theme of each and every chapter. And then try to bring out this periodical reading, reflecting, contemplating, and looking back our own life. Then we will know where are the areas where we have to improve. So the study of Bhagavad Gita should enable me to convert my mind as a refinery, so that what comes out of it will be, we have listed love, compassion, quality, care and concern for others. At the same time, creativity, discoveries, inventions, innovations, so many things have come out. It is all because the mind has become a refinery, not a dull inert matter. The crude oil comes out, from the refinery. So when God gave me an individuality, the crudity is also there. Crudeness is also there. We don't know whether our interpretation is right or wrong. In the Atma Bodh, he says this, when he was explaining about the causal body, subtle body, gross body, subtle body, causal body, he says, Anadi Avidya Anirvachya. It is because of the ignorance of my own original nature that I am identifying myself with this sense of individuality, This is what is called avidya. And avidya is beginningless. So that means when God gave us this crudity has also been given to us. And now He is giving us an opportunity to refine. And come out with all that is divine. With all that will help me to move towards my origin. Is that becoming clear? Right from the day of our creation, God bestowed on us this avidya. Anadi avidya anirvachya karanopadi ruchyate. Upadi tritayamanyam atmanam avadharayet. Atman is beyond this gross, subtle and causal body. And this causal body is because of the avidya. Avidya means ignorance of my original nature. So because of my ignorance of my original nature, I have identified with matter envelopments and all the problems, all that limits me to the individual, whereas I am the illimitable. So this has been given to me right from day one. Then we are asking why. Now He gave us, then He is giving us opportunities to put it in a refinery, bring out. If we stay with the crudity, we will have to pay the price. If we stay with the refinement, we will be enjoying certain things. Not enjoying certain things, we will become one with Him. So this, we need not blame anybody for that, no. This is also given by Him only. And for that He gave us these three types of gunas, so many things. He gives us a, what do you call, a sense of freedom, not freedom, a sense of freedom. Swami Chinmayanji's following words, no? The enjoyment of pleasure and pain in this physical body is determined by our own past karmas. Thought by thought, action by action, we have demanded the present body and mental equipment. In fact, even while we are alive and acting here now, we order the shape of our future life to be. With our own action, we give a blueprint to God, ordering the exact shape of our destiny, and according to the specification given, the body, the tent of experience, is built and handed over to each one of us by the all-merciful, omnipotent, divine Creator. Because totally oblivious of our original nature, we started this journey, assuming that we are the planner, we are the doer, we are this and that. That is how we got into this birth and death chain. So this is also to be remembered. So he has given us this. So what are the signs to know that we are going through a refining process? Having read, in our own way we will try. Suppose we feel we have got 1% refining process. Good. One has to become 2 or 3, So I keep on going through it again and again, watching myself. So let us see that. What are the signs to know that we are going through a refining process? It will be expressed in the form of harmony at home, harmony at workplace, harmony with friends and colleagues, harmony with nature, and more importantly, harmony with our own mind. It will eventually lead to a sense of equanimity in all times, all places, all situations. However, it may also be noted that while handling men and matters, there could be ripples, but this refinement process will ensure that nothing goes beyond the surface level. We have seen in the lives of people who have reached this stage, apparently they also behave like all of us. They may also take somebody into task, they may lose temper, they may prefer something, all those things will be there. Then we should not be, confused. It is only at the surface level, just like a line drawn on a sheet of water. Nothing deep down. So again we will read, what are the signs to know that we are going through a refining process? It will be expressed in the form of harmony at home, harmony at workplace, harmony with friends and colleagues, harmony with nature, harmony with our own mind. It will eventually lead to a sense of equanimity at all times. When we were interacting with the students, we used to have a lot of such anecdotes. One anecdote comes to our mind when we read this. One elderly person was sitting in a petrol bunk, near the petrol bunk. So one youngster, just he drove the vehicle. As soon as he saw the old man, he thought, yes, I think we'll have a chat with him. So he got down and went to him and told, you are from this place? Yes, yes, yes. How is this place? So the old man asked, where are you coming from? Such and such a place. How is your place there? Oh, the less said, the better. Everybody is fighting there. Everywhere there is nasty things. So many negativities. So this old man said, here it is exactly like that. So he went back. He wanted to stay, he went back. After some time, he was sitting with his grandson. This old man was sitting with his grandson. The grandson heard this. He was looking at him. Another man came in another vehicle. He stopped. You are from this place? Yes. How is this place? Where are you coming from? How is that place? Beautiful place. I just came here, not necessary that I should come, just to have a change, that's all. Otherwise, every people are nice, surroundings are nice, landscape is nice, everything is nice. So this old man said, here it is exactly like that. And so he decided to stay. So the grandson asked him, why did you say two different things to two different people? Then the old man said, he comes from that mindset. He will only see this. So if the mindset is full of negativity, wherever you go, it will be reflected. So by refinement, by refining the process, what we do, everywhere it is positive only, because everything has come from God. Today, now, afternoon, we must have payasam, everybody must have had payasam, rice, everything. After 4 hours, we go to the toilet, Do we touch it? So everything is here, The so-called positive and negative, the good one and the bad, everything is here. Suppose I start recognizing it, that is refinement. I will not condemn. I am not attributing to anything. That's okay. That is the nature, Anything gets decomposed, will come out with so many others. So wherever we go, the refinement will ensure us that wherever we go, we will be able to see everything as it is. No, not with any prefix or suffix. We don't have to say it is nice. It is what it is, That is enough. That is refinement. When we suddenly see a snake, we don't have to go and embrace it. Nor do we harm it, or nor do we nor are we afraid of it. That's all. Because we try to, that its nature is like this. So similarly, the refinement. We are trying to understand. Now, these 15, 20 days Papa has been asking us to go through this in Vande Bharat speed, agreed. Because we are not going through stanza by stanza. But what is it that I can take? So finally what emerged to us now, it can emerge in different ways to everybody, Not necessarily the same thing should be there. This one aspect, now he has touched and kindled, that the entire Gita is for converting our mind as a refinery so that useful products come out of it, elevating products come out of it, beneficial products come out of it. Nothing detrimental to anybody else, not only to me but also to anybody, comes out of it. So each chapter gives us something. So we think what is to be done by all of us is, like this we try to go through each and every chapter, the contents, and then find out. We will start with this refining process. Everybody can start with it. Any other thing now, news, you can try that also. Because ultimately, after the Gita talks or after the Satsang, everyone goes back to their own place, workplace, society. Our mind is there, always is there. Mother Nature is always with us, our surroundings. So we should feel comfortable, If we say that ashram is a comfortable place, and that does it mean that the other place is not? That means we are then telling that God is only in ashram? No. He is there everywhere equally. Samam sarveshu bhudeshu tishtantam parameshwaram. He is there equally in all. So a refinement only. Before it is not refined, all these preferences, priorities, likes and dislikes, rights and wrongs, infatuations, cravings, all these things were covering this. It keeps this thing in crudity, in crudeness. But when it is made to go through a process, reflecting, pondering, the steps are here. Once again we will read that. Observation, alertness, sense of balance, me to we, realizing the supremacy of the unknown factor God, focus on purifying activities, letting God to predominate our actions, impose self-discipline, becoming aware of our origin and the great provider, accepting the uniqueness of each manifestation, recognizing the impermanence of everything, including the body, seeing the unique signature of the Lord in all creations, realizing His presence more conspicuously in all greater manifestation of energy, internalize human values in varied situations. That's called Bhakti Yoga. Internalizing human values. Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. Becoming aware of the distinct roles played by the matter and spirit. Becoming aware of the one who is in the manifested, unmanifested, and both. Be vigilant about the downpulling forces and try upholding elevating tendencies. Perform everything with Shraddha for deriving the fullness. Surrendering to the Lord, indwelling and all-pervading reality as the final goal. Sarvadharman parityaja. So like that we try to pick. So that when you close this topic and go out, what remains is, I should make my mind a refinery. I should make my mind a refinery. Especially when I deal with men and matters, I have to react. Act, proact, react. These three are. While involved in this, I must ensure that it has gone through this refining process. So that the biased attitude, individualized attitude will not come out. Self-centered activities, self-centered approach, negative approach. If we are in a position to ensure this refining process, what comes out of is what Papa said, what he said in the first. Where did I keep it? Spontaneity of life born of egoless purity and ignorance. So when it is put on refining process, whenever I react to events and individuals, it will be from the base of the spontaneity of life, born of egoless purity and innocence. He points to the state of perfect freedom and divine ecstasy that emerges when one surrenders the ego and aligns with the universal truth. So this is what Papa now prompts us for having undertaken this 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks?
No, 25 days.
25 days? We have been with...
6th January we started.
Oh. 25 days we have been. 25 days have been? I don't know.
6th January.
It's all right. Anyway, it's all right. 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks. This 3 weeks journey, we will not remember anything. But suppose we start bringing this into our mind. The final, what do you call that? Huh? Essence, gist. No, something more strong. Huh?
Nectar.
The spirit behind everything, you know. What is the spirit behind? Huh? Mother Teresa. Exactly. Without potentizing. Mother tincture. Refining process. If we apply every day 20 drops, we are assured that we will be able to lead a harmonious life. We have been assured. Not only that we will be peaceful, we will also be radiating peace. This is what we have seen in of those who have scaled the heights and who have transformed their mind into a refinery. They are the evidence. Tomorrow, Saturday, we will try to pick a few anecdotes where this refinement has taken place and how does it get expressed. So that practically, again doesn't become a theory. Initially, it will be from what happened? You wanted to say something?
Come here. Come here.
I just wanted to remind that you had said that you will show PPTs of 107 heroes.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yes. The refinement, you are right, you have reminded that. Tomorrow we will show that PPT, where how the refinement, how the byproducts, we call it as byproducts come out of the crude thing. So, how it goes inside and how does it express? That means, in the 12th chapter, when he has listed who is eligible to become my dearest devotee. Now, viewing it from that angle, of course, we brought it. Now we are trying to understand that all those things have come out because of refinement. Each and every point, 18 points, we can try to apply and see for ourselves which part is depicted in the form of an incident. Incident drawn from our contemporary life, not a Puranic life, contemporary life, to make us know that it is possible, it is not a tall talk. So tomorrow, yes, that will be a wonderful journey. So we request everybody to pray to Papa who is within us. By undertaking this journey for the last 25 days, you did not give us the clue as to how we are going to absorb all these voluminous work. Neither we know Sanskrit, nor we have gone and learned it under the feet of a holy person who has realized this. We did not have any such privilege. We have only heard about this. We have read some books, commentaries of certain masters. We have not been able to apply our mind fully on this. So how are we to know that Gita is entering into me? I want Gita to enter into me. I don't have the facilities now, like what others have. So then you devised a method to go through it with a different angle, and you now finally gave us that ultimately it is to make your mind a refinery so that what comes out of it will be in the form of harmony. Harmony everywhere. If there is disharmony at any place, we have to immediately know that something wrong with the refinery. Machinery is not working. I have to set right. Immediately I should know that. So these 18 chapters, what we have listed now, each one contributing something, some facet of this refinement. Again, suppose we do, this was done in a, we did not apply our mind so intently. Probably when we apply our mind intently, he may bring out so many other points also. And the case of others who have sent us various slokas, it is being compiled. Again, we are trying to make it in one line. Next week we will try to see. Anyway, that process should go on. That process should go on. But with a different mindset. That we are trying to now see how the mind can be made a refinery. Kindly go through it again and again. Whatever you have sent us, we will also view it with that bhavana. That one line. How does it help us to make our mind a refinery? And we will read it out. We will not say who has sent, because so many people have sent so many slokas. So it is not easily possible for us to decipher one by one. But we will call out one line each and see how does it help us in making our mind a refinery. Anyhow, we are very happy about this. Deeply thankful to Papa for having taken us for this. Though it is Vande Bharat trip, it had its own impact. We continue to pray to him to bless us to unfold many of the things that are still lying untouched and unrevealed. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Hari Om. Pranam. Namaskar. Hari Om.